Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in Geistal, Austria. I've just been checking over the Fendt because I believe I'm gonna be doing some plowing this day. There is again snow outside. As you've seen yesterday, it has snowed when we stopped the episode. Ooh, I gotta be careful, it's very slippery. Anyway, the soil samples have been sent away. And look at that, I paid 3,500 to get them analyzed, so that means that we had 35 soil samples for analysis. Okay, let's get inside. It's decently warm because we have the dryer running over here. As you can still see, we have 22,000 liters of grass, and it's still chugging through. And we got 118, almost 119,000 liters of hay. In other news, let's go check. So I'm gonna go sit on the trailer over here. Let's check the soil sample analysis. It should be in our PDA, so let's do that. Alright, so this is our PDA, and we are over here in the barn. You can see our icon blinking. And if I go from the farm and away, we got score 57 on field 113. This is the steep meadow that we have behind the shed. It's made up mostly of loam and sandy loam, a bit of slate clay. Our one of two biggest meadow fields is, let me see, what is economic analysis? Nothing much, yeah, minus 500. In any case, this is mostly slate clay. We have another grass field over here. It's right next to the road. This is the entrance to the farm. So this one is also a mixture of sandy loam and slate clay, and we have loamy sand, slate clay, and loam over here. Now I'm toying with the idea because, let me show you something. If we go into the cow tab, as you can see over here, we have the percentage of what different feeds give us in terms of how good the animals are gonna feel. So productivity is over here. It's currently 80% because we mainly feed them clover hay and alfalfa hay, which gives us 80%. Now the rest of the fields that we have, I have no idea where father got this clover and alfalfa, but the rest of the fields are grass. Well, are grass, so we could make grass silage. Excuse me, grass hay. And that would give us 70% in productivity, which means that we would lose about 10%. And I'm a no fan of that. So what I'm gonna do is, since clover and alfalfa are basically the same, I am toying with the idea to turn all our 4 hay fields, so this one, this one, this one, and this one, into alfalfa and clover. So I'm gonna split them in, let's say, half. I think it's gonna be a good thing. So let's say we have clover over here and over here, 113, and we have alfalfa in 111 and 114. That sounds like a good plan. The only problem is we gotta plow up all the fields, and we're in the third part of February, which gives us, yeah, we can start planting alfalfa in March. This is good. And the clover is gonna be at the top. Clover is the same. And look at that, we can actually harvest clover. Oh no, excuse me. We got catch crop mixture. You can harvest that for the whole year. But clover, you can do it as same as alfalfa until the end of November. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Fendt, because this is our, carefully, this is our most powerful tractor that we have at this very moment. Gonna take that tractor and put the plow on, and let's just start plowing. As usual, I'll probably not show you all the plow work because that would just be obnoxious. Excuse me, excuse the voice crack. Okay, let's get the weight up. Let's move the tractor outside so it warms up in the open air. We don't want to smoke up this garage. So yeah, I think we can possibly even see the fields that we gotta do today. So one is over there, like exactly over there. And the other one is over here, where we go to the farm entrance. So yeah, I think the first thing we're gonna start at this field. We're gonna do the one next to the farm the last because it's the most difficult to do, I believe. Okay, slowly. Don't want to force the tractor. And I might even have to sort out something about the fuel situation. We are not running too low, but we definitely will be running low when we're done with the plowing. So this is gonna be interesting. I think this tractor is barely strong enough to pull this plow. Okay, I'm gonna move a bit forward. Okay. Alright, I don't think there's any need for holding it up, so we're just gonna take it as is. Yeah, about the fuel situation, it kind of does call for having a fuel tanker at the farm. Because driving all the way down to the town to refuel is kind of, I think, going to take too much time, especially if we're going to use a lot of fuel. And these tractors don't have like 1,000-liter tanks like some other tractors have. So yeah, it does feel like it's gonna be a necessary investment. Hey, the roads ain't plowed. That's strange. Ah, excuse me, I had to clear my throat up. Okay, so how do I want to do this? When I was younger, I never did any plowing in these conditions, especially not in the snow. So I'm mainly not sure how all this is gonna pan out. But I don't know. I'm thinking of just throwing the plow down and seeing how we do. It's probably gonna be okay downhill, but uphill might be a struggle. Trying to see if there's a border between the field and the other part. Alright. Let's drop the hydraulics down. So what speed do we want to do? Let's say 15 and let's see what happens. Alright, it's working. How cool, the tractor doesn't want to turn since the plow is in the ground. Nope. Trying to find the correct gear. Yeah, so this is mainly let's see where the field edge is. Yeah, this is gonna take the whole day. I can already see. Alright, and we made it down to the bottom. Now what? Okay, let's turn the plow over. And let's see how this tractor does uphill. I am gonna say yeah, I gotta have the plow turned this way so it digs back into the furrow. I'm gonna say that this is probably gonna be very interesting. Yeah, as you can see on the bottom right corner in the orange, it says that we are 100% stressing in the engine, which of course is not good on the long term, and this is why plowing is strongly discouraged. Because it wears out your tractor quickly. It also, I think, kills... Well, let's say like that. The soil has layers. And if you leave it for a few years, the top layer has a completely different microbiome or microorganisms than the bottom layer has. And when you plow it, you actually turn that upside down, and then the whole system has to regenerate yet again back to its original state. And then you go with the plow over, and then you turn it again. So this is at least what I've read about in the magazines, why it's so strongly discouraged to do a lot of plowing, or frequent plowing, that is. If you gotta do it, you gotta do it. For example, we are trying to get new crop in the ground, so okay, understandable, but otherwise, yeah, you should really avoid it. At least that's what I've heard. and red. And it kind of makes sense, you know, if you think about it. It's really not that hard to understand why that would be true. Okay, so downhill, no problems. look at the line we take. Oh man, this is beautiful. And these plows that are cut up like this, so they have, I don't know the official term, but the mold boards are not solid. They break up the soil a lot better, you can see it in the furrows. It almost looks like it's cultivated, but it's not. Because if you have thick soil, it's, you know, very, it sticks together, and when you turn it around, plow it up, it tends to stick in a clump. So you gotta, if that dries out, you got a whole new problem on breaking that around. So you gotta have power harrows, for example, or you just suffer through. But with these mold boards, you actually do that while you're plowing, which I think it's a genius idea. Yeah, so when all this is gonna be done, we're gonna have to put the cultivator to it, to the fields, so we make a nice seed bed. Listen to the engine whine. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. In any case, when we have a nice seed bed, then we're gonna take a seeder, and I think I have to buy the seeds. I don't think I have alfalfa and clover in stock anywhere on the farm. I'll ask father about it, but I don't think it was, otherwise I would see the seed in the shed. And the tractor behaves surprisingly well. I'll be honest, I was expecting 3 kilometers an hour speed up the hill on this side where it's steeper. But no, it actually manages, well, it goes down to 10 kilometers an hour, but then it goes back up, so this is surprising, very, very surprising. Right, I think it's time for a few action shots, and we'll see you on the other side. Alright, so it's almost 1 PM and I'm still chugging away in this field. but not much more left. I think just 3, maybe 4 passes, and we're done. But this is just one of 4 fields, so I have called up to the farm and I have asked if someone could please come and help me. And somebody, one of the brothers, is coming. He's gonna take the Mercedes and he's gonna do the cultivation after we do the plowing. So next time we can straight up take the tractor and the seeder onto the field. I'm just trying to be super careful because I don't want to get a car stuck in my plow. That would be a shame. Shame indeed. And also, yeah, in the meantime, the snow has thawed, so we are now on solid ground. But as you've seen, the tractor handled it very, very well, so I can kind of understand why Father kept this Fendt for so long and he didn't change it, because it works, you know. Even though I do think something a bit more, with a bit more weight and a bit more power would be good. So since this tractor has 150 horsepower, I'm thinking in the neighborhood of 200, maybe 250. Maybe that will make the work here easier, and maybe then we can actually get some heavier implements. And by heavier I mean bigger. As the deal is, the scheme, I have to leave the meadow uncut during the whole spring, which means that I can't really do any mowing. Just see where the border is over here. I can't do any mowing in the springtime. And I think that technically means that we're gonna have to make only one session of grass cutting and hay making this season, this year. Which should be okay, and we should have enough for the cattle, otherwise I'm gonna be forced to go out and buy some. But let's hope that doesn't come to fruition. Alright, okay, let's hold the plow up. I'm going on the road now. Beacon on, lights on. Now let's make our way down to our second biggest field. Trying to remember where our fields are, because yeah, the fields have changed hand multiple times. Oh yeah, there's another one over there, right in the middle under the apple trees. You can see the apple trees because they have white trunks. And over there is the lake, and over there is our meadow, right next to the lake. It looks like I'm not gonna be able to do all the work today because it's already past 1 p.m. and I've only done one field. And it was not even the biggest one. It is true on the other hand that... Oops. It is true on the other hand that the fields that we are gonna do now are not as steep. And they're not as an awkward shape as that one was. Oh, I overshot it. Didn't want to turn into it because I could flip the tractor. And I might pay with my life for that mistake. Carefully go through the ford. Wash the tires. And now we are up at the field. And this is the lake. Look at how beautiful it is. Look at that. I couldn't do it in the second gear, even though I was plowing up that whole field in second gear. Wow. That was unexpected. And it opens up on this side. This is a fairly big one also. Well, on the other hand, if we do two of these fields today and some more off screen, maybe we get a brother or a sister to help, I think we can chalk that as a success. Alright, got another SMS from my dad. Radiator and air intake contamination. Your vehicle's radiator and air intake appear to be heavily clogged. Yeah, I guess they are. A dirty radiator cannot dissipate heat efficiently, and clogged air intakes can restrict airflow to the engine. This reduces power and increases fuel consumption. You can clean them at a washing station or with your air blower from the shop. You can check the condition of the radiator and air intakes through the inspection. Hold the R key while looking at the vehicle. Okay, thank you, Father. Yeah, I guess this is fairly dusty, this job of plowing. Even though we are in the middle of winter. Well, at the end of winter, let's say it like that. And the soil is fairly wet, but it still stirs up quite some dust, you know. Okay, I must remember to actually blow the dust off when we are done with this job and when we are back in the workshop. In any case, it's 20 past 3 p.m. I am finishing this side of the field, and there is a whole different side of the field over there. So yeah, still plenty to do, and we are, well, I could say we are halfway through and we're done with this field, but I first have to be done with this field to be able to say that. In any case, yeah, when we finish this field, we're gonna be halfway through the plowing job, and as the time is now, we are not gonna be able to do all of it, which is fine. I'm just gonna ask someone else if he can take over. Maybe they can do a nightly plow job. Or maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But I'll definitely not do it on screen, because this is gonna be way too much of plowing, and I guess that's not really interesting. I do believe I'm even letting all the recordings go for this exact episode, so yeah. It's fine. And it's a lot easier to just reverse on a triangle like this and go back a lot quicker than turning around. Less stress on the steering column and steering gear. So this is how I tackle the triangles on the field. And there's plenty of them. Even this field has at least two. One on this side and one on the other, because it's narrow in the middle. And so, the day has passed. I am just doing the last second triangle of the field next to the lake. Yeah, it's very beautiful here. If it'd be any warmer, I'd probably be sitting by the lake and just enjoying my evening, but since it's only 6 degrees, and believe you me, 6 degrees sitting next to a mountain lake is not enough to keep you comfy and sane. Okay, I think one of the brothers or sisters is already on the field and doing the cultivation. And I only have to take care of the headland now, and I'm pretty good. And I'm done with this field. Is it ever so bouncy? Yeah, let's not make too sharp of a turn with the plow down. I gotta say, it's fairly light outside, considering it's only, what, the end of February, and it's already 6 p.m. Would expect there'd be a bit more darkness outside, but it's not, so it's fine. All is well. Okay, this little part, and we are done with this field. Everything else I've taken care in the meantime. Alright, so are we gonna... I don't think we're going on the road, so I won't bother with holding the plow. Awesome. Seeing the Mercedes in action. We are all out of breath up here. I guess it is time to blow out the radiator. I think we're gonna do that before we do any more work in the fields next time. So the two fields that are still waiting for treatment for the plow, one is right next to this vineyard on the right of it, and the other one is the meadow that goes next to... Well, I'm gonna have to go into lower range. See, fixed gear. Okay, it's gonna work. Tractor is struggling. So the grass field that we have to plow up is this one right here on the road and down to that road over there. This one's gonna get plowed next time from top to bottom, and the other one is over the cow pasture, and that's a tricky one, and that one is extremely steep, so it's gonna be a huge challenge to do. It's not so difficult to mow windrow, and it's a bit difficult if you have a heavy forage wagon trailing it up there, but otherwise, yeah, it's not too hard. But plowing wise, it might be a bit of a nightmare. I think it's as steep as this part right here. I'm gonna have a much needed rest today. rough. But this is exactly what I foretold when I started this series, that we're gonna have some rough days. We're gonna push the equipment to the limits. And yeah, I think I'm true to my words. And the tractor is gonna sleep outside tonight. Let me just set it up so I can drive off tomorrow. Oh wow, look at the beautiful sunset. So yeah, this is gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun. And join us next time, where we will continue, and we're gonna be in March. And officially, springtime is gonna be at our doorstep. But take care, and goodbye.